Hello and welcome. Today we've got Michael Jaco, former CIA and Navy SEAL. And today we are going to be discussing truck parts, gas prices increase, Roe versus Wade updates, and the voting system. Now, just before we begin, you can subscribe to our Telegram channels and to nicholasveniamin.com for my free email updates. And if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, I will leave the link below in the description for the full interview. Unless, of course, myself and Michael can choose our words wisely due to the insane censorship that's happening right now. Michael, thank you for joining me, sir. How are you and what have you been up to?
Thanks for having me again, Nicholas. I just got out of the sun. I was laying in the sun back there. You see my chair. So it's beautiful here in Florida and just enjoying the great weather. I see that things are turning around in a lot of different ways. There's going to be some issues, of course, going forward. Like you mentioned, gas prices, doubling, tripling from where they are right now, I believe. Car and truck parts becoming hard to come by. That's going to, lead to supply issues. But on other events, like we have Joe Biden falling off his bike like a little boy that can't stand up straight, and I think you might have a video on that. Did you want to share that? I think that'd be fun.
I do. I've got a video. I'd love to share the viewers. It's a gentleman doing a great impersonation of Trump, and for those of you who know me, I love Trump. And I thought it was fantastic because this is what Trump's reaction would be towards Joe Biden falling off his bicycle. Have a listen.
Well, there's an old man on the loose from the institution, and he's on a bicycle. Look at him. He comes to a stop, and down he goes. Down goes Sleepy Joe, all the way down, hard and fast, like his approval rating, all the way down, and he fell hard. Look at that. He fell really hard. What a disgrace. And they're blaming it on Vladimir Putin. They say Putin pushed him off the bike. Putin pushed him off. What a disgrace. You see everybody trying to help him, and nothing worked until they brought over a little girl with a big, beautiful head of hair, and he took a sniff and popped right back up like nothing happened. This is what Build Back Better looks like, folks. Nothing is built, nothing is back, and absolutely nothing is better, believe me.
Well done to that gentleman. That was really fantastic. That was brilliant, as we say in the UK.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What did you think of that? And what is going on here? I mean, why are they showing us that Biden's falling over? Why was that even recorded perfectly on time? What are they trying to do? I mean, there's got to be some white hat control here to show that Biden's inconsistent. Then we're talking about the gas prices increase and all of these things that are hitting people at home that's going to really wake up the sheep, the ones that are really not waking up. What do you think about that, Mike?
I think it's fun. It's entertainment. We've had, both of us have had Juan O'Savin on, and he says, enjoy the show, get some popcorn and, have a good time. And that's the way it should be. We should be, making fun and having memes and just, a lot of people want to get real serious with this, but it's a collapsing of an old system. And I think it's hilarious myself because they keep foisting it on us like it's the real thing. And it's like, we're just laughing at them. And I think we continue to laugh at them because if we get, real serious and fearful and angry and stuff like that, it just feeds them. They love that loosh and they'll just eat that up and have a good time on their end. So on our end, we have a good time and we laugh, we, dance and have a good time, just like we did, in Canada when the truckers were having their little convoy. There was dancing in the streets. I think we need to get back to that. I think we need to get back to dancing in the streets and having a good time and stop, having all these concerns about all the stuff that's going bad, because we'll be able to work around it.
We really do. Now, I was reading something from the Bank of England here in the UK that they predict that this October, they will be increasing the base rate to 11%. I mean, that's astronomical. I mean, do you think that it's wise for anybody who's remortgaging or, their new fix? I mean, I don't know how you guys do your mortgages over there, but to secure a more of a long-term mortgage so that their interest rate's consistent for the next 5 years as opposed to the 2 years that we have over here in the UK. What do you think about all of this inflation business with 11%?
Yeah, it's we've seen this collapse of systems before back in Germany before World War II. So it's a system, that seems to be implemented every now and then to gain control. So we can't let that happen. Like I said, we have to watch these things and adjust accordingly. So yeah, don't get mortgages right now because they're going to go crazy high. Don't be buying homes right now because they're probably price is going to collapse to a level where they'll be more affordable. That's nothing to get scared about. That's something to be happy about because I've been waiting for these housing prices to come down myself, and I'm looking forward to that coming down. Not that I look forward to anyone's inconvenience about that, but I think the prices are just too astronomical. People, I saw here in Florida, there was a little complex on the beach that was going for $5 million just a few months ago, and now it's going for $15 million. So that's astronomical. That's just ridiculous price increase, and that's unwarranted, unjustified, and it has to return back to normal again. So that's what we'll see, a return back to normal.
Yeah, no, well, hopefully, do you think that this is a scare tactic by the Bank of England when they say they predict? Because that word predict is not very certain. It's a very, either here or there type of talk.
Yeah, we have the City of London, which controls a lot of stuff, Washington D.C., which controls a lot of stuff, and the Vatican City, which controls a lot of stuff that we know is not so good for us. So we hear their little machinations of what they're going to do. I say, just like I was just talking about, we just work around their system. A lot of us have invested in things that are going to, increase in value, like silver and gold and so forth. I think a lot of us have moved in that direction. Their fiat currencies are about to collapse. We know that. We're not going to fall into their trap again like we have in the past. So we just look at the past and, history, and we get ready for what's coming. Collapse of home prices, collapse of stock markets. All these things are, in the fix. They're going to happen as part of their plan. Maybe new sicknesses coming up and so forth. So we have to be ready for anything these guys throw at us and be ready to adjust. Just like when I was in the, SEAL teams and in the CIA, you had to be able to move on a dime in combat situations because things change very, very rapidly. And if you were stuck, then, a lot of people that I used to know that were stuck are not here anymore. So in combat, that's very important to be adjustable. And I think that we're kind of in a war footing right now, the world. And we have a group that's really coming after us in a negative way. Most people recognize that at this point, and not to be fearful, not to get out of control should be our intention, and see their process and work around it.
Absolutely. I saw a post today from Lewis Holmes he sent to me, and I then reposted that on my Telegram, and it says, breaking rumor, he says, Pope Francis to resign. As of 11 a.m. Rome time, a bunch of cardinals are gathering at the Vatican. Highly unusual, he says. Security is beefed up, and local news is reporting that Pope Francis may resign. This is something to watch. Let's do some digging and see if this is true. Remember, some may go away quietly. What are your views, Michael, on that?
Yeah, I think that Pope Francis has been gone for a while, and they decided this might be the point where they, bring that out. So I think a lot of people have, like we have when Trump was in office, we had James Comey of the FBI. He was removed very quickly, and now we haven't seen him for a long time. He hasn't spoken out. He used to speak out almost daily against Trump, and we haven't seen him for a very, very long time. So I think a lot of people have gone to the wayside, and maybe even, have, stood some justice. So did Pope Francis? I believe he did. And I think there's a lot of people as we move forward that will we'll see, have met justice already. So there are, celebratory things that we're seeing as far as like the, last election. We're seeing a lot of people that are stepping up and exposing things that happened in that election. And just recently in Texas, there was a GOP meeting where they're like, yeah, we don't agree with that last, cycle. Mm-hmm. And we don't think the person that's in office right now is legitimately should be legitimately there. So that's a major event right there, where you have a major state like Texas and their GOP coming out and saying stuff like that. So it will make a difference. I've had guests on that have talked about, the procedures that have been going on for, election cycles, and how just recently in Georgia, they seem to be, maybe a little bit off. So a lot of people were looking at that. Wano Saban even said that look to Georgia. And I think that Georgia is going to be instrumental in a reveal. So we'll see, going forward. So a lot of things are being exposed. We are having victories because a lot of people, have been frustrated that it seems like, this dark cabal is constantly, hammering us. But the exposure that they're having right now, they're up against the ropes. Will they come out with one last, haymaker attempt against us, their opponent? Is possible. So that's why I say we have to be flexible and ready to move and not get too wrapped up in, old ways of doing business, old ways of, society and so forth, because they're collapsing.
Now, when a Texas GOP says that Biden's, shouldn't be where he is that breaking news?
That is breaking news. That is. I'm looking at it right now, June 19th. So that was voted on yesterday. They voted, and they're a grassroots organization, and they're the largest GOP organization in the country. Mm-hmm. So that's monumental.
Wow. Now I want to go into Roe versus Wade. You're saying that when this comes out with the updates, that it's going to be very explosive. Can you explain to us why? How is that going to appear in the public eye, that it's going to be really explosive and impact the deep state?
It's definitely something that was pushed on Americans long ago, that they had to states had to abide by abortion. It became a law of the land. So when that gets overturned, which I strongly believe it will be, there's a lot of people that are emotionally attached to that, and that will stir the emotions up in a negative way. Obviously, it's already stirring them up. There's been 20 attacks on natural childbirth clinics, so that means they're going to attack even more. They're going to cause even more rioting and so forth. So how is that going to affect the populace? I think the populace is not going to like that. I think a lot of people, and they've actually done polls, most people are against, abortion. And so if a state decides, which a state should do here in America, that they don't want that, that's the people of that state. They put in representatives to make those decisions for them. And if a state decides not to do that, that should be the way it is, not the government itself coming down and saying that. Now, even the Biden administration, they support abortion, but they don't support natural birth. So they're like trying to defund natural birthing methods and so forth. So I think that, people are going to see through a lot of this stuff like they are. The economy collapsing, inflation skyrocketing, enforcing, laws that most people don't agree with. I think it's going to backfire on them.
Absolutely. Now, yesterday was Father's Day. Did you do anything really nice with your children yesterday?
I talked to them on the phone. It was good. They all sent me gifts. I was like, wow, all of them sent me gifts. So I went out, had a nice dinner because they give me some gift certificates to a real nice restaurant. And yeah, I had a good time. It was beautiful.
That's good. I'm very glad. Well,
Yeah.
Michael Jaco, it's been an absolute honor to have you. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I think we covered everything today. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the viewers before we finish?
No, that's pretty much it. If anyone wants to, see any of my stuff, it's michaelkjaco.com, and you have a lot of stuff over there.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much, and God bless, and we'll speak very soon. Take care, Mike.
You too. Thanks.